Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to teach you how to solve the standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube quickly and efficiently. So the first thing I'm going to do is scramble it, obviously, because most likely you're in a scrambled state and you are here to learn how to solve it. So I'm going to give it a quick scramble. And now let's get on with the tutorial. So, first thing I want to talk about is that on a standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube there are three types of pieces. There is a center piece, an edge piece, and a corner piece. A corner piece has three colours, an edge piece has two colours, and a center has one colour. Now, this is important as I'll be going over when I'm speaking. I'll be talking about specific pieces. So now what you are going to do in the first step of solving a Rubik's Cube is making a white cross that the edges and the second colour on the white edge pieces match up to the correct centre. So we are going to do this by building a daisy pattern on the yellow centerpiece. So all the white stickers are facing here. So I'm just going to show you how you would be able to do this. This is quite intuitive, so this should be quite easy as there's no algorithms. This piece can easily be rotated to get up to here. This piece is swapping with this piece. Now I can do that for this one as well. I can turn my cube, and if I had this where this one has already got a spot in, I can turn this to find a place where it can go in. There is a point in where some cases where you will find that your edge piece can't just be rotated up and it may be flipped or something. So for this example, this piece needs to go to where this green sticker is, and I can easily do that by firstly turning it out the way of this middle layer turn. Then bringing this middle layer turn down and putting it back into place and moving it back up. Now you will have a daisy pattern, and this is the first half of the first step on how to solve a standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Now we're going to go into the next step for the first step. So now you would have been able to build this pattern. We are now going to just focus on one piece at a time. So just get any piece, it doesn't matter about the colour or anything. Just find one that is facing towards you. So if I hold it here, this would be, so I'm just going to use this one because it doesn't really matter. So this is green, this is blue, it does not match up. So if I turned this bottom two portions until I can find a matching one, I have found a matching centerpiece for the edge, and that means that this can easily just be turned back down onto the white face. And now I have put one of the pieces into place. I would now do this for all the others, as this. Find one. That was already done, so I can easily just move that down. Here is another. I'm going to turn both the bottom two layers until I find the correct piece and turn that into place. Turn my cube to the next one and turn both bottom portions until it matches up. Then move it in and down. And now you'd have completed first step to solve the Rubik's Cube, a white matching cross. Now we're going to go into what we will do next, which is the corner pieces and inserting them into the correct place. So this one would obviously have to go here, as it is white, red and blue, white, red and blue. So to get this piece here, I would first move it out of the way bring the layer where it needs to go down, put that layer back and move it up. Now it is in. Now I'm going to see if I can find any others where the white is facing towards me. As you can see, there's two like this. So an easy way to try and avoid this problem, as it is slightly harder but not at all hard, is try and solve all of them that are there. So just do that, move it, that needs to go here, white, orange, green, white, orange, green. Out the way, bring the layer it needs to go in down, put it back and move it up. Now it is in place. So if you have none left and all of them are maybe in the piece in here, what you would do is pretend that you were going to put this one in here. You're going to pretend that this is a white one and it needs to go into that spot, because if I put that in there, this will come out. So move it away, bring this down, put that in and move it back up. Now we're going to try and put that in, but when you did that, it may, or you already have this where the white is now facing down. So what we do is find the spot that it needs to go in, put it under, this needs to go here, as it is white, orange and blue, that goes into this pot. So what you would do is move this layer so that this piece gets kicked that way, and now it is facing the correct way, but we have just messed this up. So the way you would fix that and make that work is bring that down, move it out of the way of this layer's turn and move that back up. Now it is facing towards me, and as we have just gone through, I can easily insert that into here by moving it away, moving this side down, putting it back in and moving it back up. Now there's just one left we need to do. So it is facing down, so put it into this turns layer where it needs to go, move it down, move it out the way of that layer's turn and move it back up. Now it is facing, the white sticker is facing towards me and it is underneath the spot it needs to go. So I can move it out the way, bring this layer down, put that back in and move it up. Now you have simply just created a nice white layer with everything matching up. Now you have successfully done the white layer on the standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Now we are going to do the next step, which is going to be to insert these edges in their correct place. For example, this green and orange piece needs to go here. This goes here and that goes there. This piece goes here. So that is what we're going to do. So all you want to do is find one, any, and you'll know which one is which, because if it has a yellow sticker on it, it can't be there because there's no yellow in between these sandwiches places. So for example, we're going to put this one in here now. This is orange, this is orange, this is green and this is green. This needs to go here. Now that you've found where it needs to go, I'm going to move it away from where it needs to go. So this needs to go there, so I move it away from this place it needs to go, move the place it needs to go down, move it back this way, so it's back here where we started, and move this up. Now what that would have done is, it would have created the same corner where we can easily put it in, but it's linked up this edge to it. So when I put this in, this will be solved here. And this is what we call a F2L pair, a first two layers pair. I move my pair out the way, bring it down, put it back in, and move it up, like we have already known. So I'm going to see if I can find any others. I have two others, but there's a case where you may have no others, and everything is either in their place, but maybe flipped or not in the correct place. so there's only yellow stickers here. So what you would do is, we're going to pretend that we're going to put it into where I want to take a piece out. For example, this does not go here, it needs to go here. So I first need to pretend that this is going here, so this will get pushed out. So I move it away from where it needs to go, move the side where it needs to go down, move it back to where we started, move this layer up. It would have created our pair, move our pair to the away, bring the side it needs to go down, move our pair back and back up. Now I have pushed that place out, and now it is over here. So you would do that if that were ever to come to your case, and now you will have an edge where you can put that in. You may have to repeat this process of the yellow pretending. This needs to go here, I move it away from where it needs to go, move the side it needs to go down, move it back, bring this layer up, have my F2L pair, move it out the way, bring the layer it needs to go down, move it back into the layer and move it up. Now that is in place. I will now do it for here. This goes here. Move it out the way, bring it down, put it back to where we started, move the layer back up, hide our F2L pair and move it out the way, bring the layer it needs to go down, put it back in and move it up. And one last one over here. And even if this one, for example, was flipped in there, which I'll just show because there is a case where that could happen, where the last one is flipped or any others that are flipped, we're going to pretend. So this needs to go here, I pretend this is going here, move it away, bring this layer down, put it back to where we started, move that layer up, move the corner out the way, bring that layer down, move it back here and back up. And now it is outside there, and I can now re-put it in, not flipped. Out the way, down, back to where we started, move the layer up, hide it and move it away, bring it down, put it back in and move it up. Now you would have created the first two layers like this. Now we are on to our OLL. OLL stands for orientation of the last layer. Now we're going to orientate it so that yellow is facing up everywhere here. So there is different cases where you are going to have. I am going to start from the very beginning, as this can help us in finding out where it is. So I will quickly just move it to the beginning of what you will have. So you may have a dot. Now I don't have a dot because, just so we know, we are forgetting about the corner pieces and what they're doing. This is the edges. We're going to make a yellow cross, similar to what we did for this white layer. A yellow cross. So what you're going to do is, if you have an arrow, you may have there's the different cases. The cross already may be solved. So that means you have already done this step. Sometimes you will have an arrow like this, where there are two edges which are faced up adjacent to each other. You may have a line where it's horizontal bar which goes across. It may be vertical like that if you had, which means you can just turn it and make it horizontal. If you have a dot case, all you are going to do is just do this exact same algorithm which you're going to do for all of the other cases, which is why this is the most simplest method and quickest beginner method out there. If you had a dot, there would be no orientation of the edges, so you're just going to do this. If you had an arrow, you're going to hold the arrow in the top left, and if you have the bar, just hold on and we'll get to you soon. So if you had the dot, I would go, and if you have the arrow, put the arrow there, dot anywhere, doesn't matter. Going to go F, move the front face, move this right side up, R, move this up side clockwise, F, R, U, move this right side down, R prime, move this U face counterclockwise, U prime, and move this F side back down, F prime. Now, if you had the dot case, you will now have an arrow. If you had the arrow case, you will now have a bar. So now if you had the dot case from the beginning and now you have the arrow case, just do the exact same thing and then you will have a line. If you have this chain or line, all you're going to do is make it horizontal and we're going to do the exact same thing. Move the front face clockwise, move the right side clockwise, move this up face clockwise, move this right side down, so anti-clockwise, move this up face anti-clockwise to make a U prime, and move this front face down or anti-clockwise to make an F prime. You would then have the cross. That means you have done this step. Now, and if you have now the line case because you had the dot, just do that same thing again, and now you will have the cross. Now we are going to be orientating these corners to make yellow face up. There's many different cases you will have, so for all of the cases except one, what you are going to do is find any corner. So, and this case is different, so I'm going to find the one where it may be different, so bear me a moment. So if you have any with any amount of corners facing up, if you have all of them facing up, well done, this step is already complete for you. If you do not, then this is why we do this step. You're going to find any corner. There's two exceptions, sorry. Find a corner and I'm going to face that corner towards me, and it's going to be facing towards me, one of the corners that isn't up, and I'm going to do this algorithm. And it's kind of like a conversation. This algorithm is a conversation. It's like this. Are you R prime? No. You are U2 times R prime. And if I put that into cubing moves, it'll be are you R prime? No. You are U2 times R prime. Now you had something different. If you have this, now if you did that, and you had only one of them orientated, then just wait. If you have only one corner, just like one of them and all the S are not orientated up, then that's what you want to have. So please just wait, and now we're going to go over the other cases. I have this where two of them are facing towards me. I'll try and do the same thing. Are you R prime? No, you are U2 times R prime. And that is good because it will help you remember it. Now you are going to carry on doing that for as many cases as it can take you to do it. Because there are many different cases, like there's one here where I have all these corners facing towards me. Put one of them facing towards me and do the exact same thing. Are you R prime? No. Are you R prime? No. You are U2 times R prime. And then you eventually will get up with only having one corner facing at the bottom or anywhere like here. You're going to put that at the bottom left, and now that is what you want to have. Now there's two cases. One of them is where you'll have where basically, if I try and get it, is where you will have that is there and then there's nothing facing towards you. Now if you have this one, this specific case, you're going to do the exact same thing. So if you also have this and there's one facing towards you, hold up, and now we're going to get to that straight after this. So there's one here and we're going to do the exact same thing. Are you R prime? No. I keep forgetting to do my R primes. Are you R prime? No. You are U2 times R prime. I will then have the same one corner problem, but now that is facing towards me, which is what you want to have. Now that you have this one facing towards you, all you're going to do is the exact same thing. Are you R prime? No. R prime? You are U2 times R prime. And now you would have solved the entire yellow face. And now there's only one more step and you would have solved the entire 3x3 traditional Rubik's Cube. Now we're going to do the last step in solving the Rubik's Cube. I'll be starting from the very beginning because all of them link up. So what you will have is a few things. You may have where the all of the corners are already in place, because for the last layer we do corners then edges. You may have where all of the corners are already in place. In that case, then you just need to hold on tight and we'll get onto you after. You may have two of them adjacent in the correct place and these two need to be swapped, or where you have to start from the beginning is where you'll have two diagonally are solved in place. You're going to make them match up to their correct place, and if you have this is what you're going to do. If you do not have this and you have all of the corners already in place, hold on tight. If you have two adjacent ones, hold on tight. We'll get to you next. So what you're going to do is this move, which is so easy to remember because it is really visual, and this is why I like this algorithm. It is basically you're swapping these two corners here. I'll show you what I mean. I move my right bar down. I move my right bar to make it flat at the bottom. Now my bar is flat at the bottom. I bring that bar down into this face here, which is the white face. I then move the layer with this yellow corner in twice, and I'll then have a new corner. I bring that new corner back up, and now I want to replace this one, but only by doing the right turns again. So I move the whole bar back up to this state, move the whole bar back down, and now swap that corner by doing that move twice. I'm moving it all the way back up. By doing that, you will then have adjacent corners. Forget about the edges. It may be here, it may be solved or not. It does not matter. All that matters is that you have the adjacent ones now. You're going to put those headlights, because it may look like headlights, it may look like a bar. You're going to put that at the back. At the back, I'm going to swap these two. And we swap those two by doing the exact same thing. We bring the bar down, we bring the bar flat at the bottom, move that right corner into the white face, move that layer twice to get a new corner, move that new corner back up, switch this corner out only with right turns by moving it into the right face area, bringing it down, swapping it, and then moving it all the way back up. You will then have all of the corners in place. Now you have done the next step. There is only one more step, and now you have solved the entire Rubik's Cube puzzle. Let's see how we're going to do that. There will be many cases. Again, I will be starting from the beginning, so I'm quickly going to go into our state of where you'll have the most stuff to do. So just bear with me a moment. You'll either have this where you have none of the edges in place. If you have all of them in place, well, you've solved it. Well done. If you do not, this is how it's going to be the simplest and most easiest step yet. You're going to have there's a few possibilities you'll have. If you have one where one of the edges is already solved, so for this one maybe solved here and all the others need to be moved clockwise or something, then you're in just one step away. If you have this, you're a couple of steps away, but it's so easy and so simple anyways. What you're going to do is, if you have this one, you're going to try and move them all once. Because if I show you, if this moved here, and this moved here, and this moved here, because just so you remember, this algorithm will move 3 of them here, because our goal is to have one of them at the back already solved. So this algorithm will make all of these 3 move. So this will go here, this one will go here, and this one will go here, making us have one solved that we'll be able to put at the back. And that means you just do that, and then you'd have one at the back, and then you'll be just hold on, and then we'll get to you after. There is one other case which is quite similar to that, but it's a bit different, where this goes here, and these two need to swap. That goes there and that goes there, and this goes there and this goes there. Exact same process. I'm going to put any at the back, and we're going to do an algorithm which lets you have these 3 move once. So if this moved here, that moved there, and that moved there, this one will be solved, and we'll be able to put that at the back, and we'll be in our ideal state. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with showing you the way you would move it for this one here, which is where these need to move and these need to move. Put them one at the back, doesn't matter. And you're going to do this algorithm for both of the cases I just showed you, where they need to swap here or they may need to swap here right now. It's the exact same thing, which is this. This, if you wanted to move, we're going to just pretend that all of them going clockwise for those 2 steps, because it really does not matter. So then you go moving clockwise, we're going to move the middle twice. So middle twice. Now we said they need to go clockwise, so now we're going to move this up face the opposite of where it needs to go. So if it needs to go anti-clockwise, we move it clockwise. If it needs to go clockwise, go anti-clockwise. So because we need to go clockwise, I move anti-clockwise. I will then bring our middle bar down, and I'm going to swap this edge by doing a U2 move, and now the edge would have been swapped for a new one. Put that bar back up, and look, which way is it? Does blue match up with green? No, it doesn't. Does green match up with green? Let me think. It does, I think. So match that up and move it. You have now have one at the back, and if you had the other one, you would have done the exact same thing, and you will then eventually have one at the back and 3 needing to either move clockwise or anti-clockwise. I'm going to show both. So if your pieces need to move clockwise, this needs to go here, this needs to go here, and this needs to go here. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a middle twice. They need to go clockwise, so I move this up face anti-clockwise once. I move that layer down again, swap out this edge for a new edge, bring that new this new edge and the middle layer up, see what matches up, and I think, not 100% sure, but I think red matches up with red, so we're going to try that. A bit obvious, but it's fun to have some fun while doing this. It's not always have to be so intense, and just do a twice move and you have then solved it. Now I'm going to go over that other one where you have them going anti-clockwise. They need to go anti-clockwise, so this is clockwise, I just realised. What is clockwise? If they need, oh yeah, so sorry, they need to go anti-clockwise. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and that's what you solve. That means I do the exact same thing. Middle twice, they need to go anti-clockwise this way, so I move it the opposite of that way once. Move the middle layer down, swap out that edge, boom, boom, move that back up, put that in, and do that middle too. You'd have then solved the standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube efficiently and quickly. Well done, and these algorithms are so easy to remember that you'll be able to solve it in no time. I'm going to throw in a little bonus little pattern. You may or may not know it, but it's nice and easy. If you've never solved it before and you're really new into the world of cubing, you probably won't know it. So let's go over this. It's a nice little pattern to put in if your cube is in display or just sitting on your shelf or something. A middle two. Now the middle layer this way twice, and then you have a little checkerboard. Swap it that way and do that middle twice. And I have a little checkerboard pattern to show off when my cube is on display. And you can get quicker and quicker at this, and you'll be able to speed solve it like me in my video. But I use a more advanced technique. I will not be uploading that soon enough. I may be uploading tips and tricks to make it a little bit faster, your solve. But I will not do that until later, as I want to start off with the basic and I want to build a journey with us for cubing. So you have then solved the standard 3x3 Rubik's Cube quickly and efficiently. If you have any questions or queries about how to solve it, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. My next video will be a gaming video. So thank you once more. Well done for solving this cube. And for now, peace. I'm out. I'll see you in the next one.
Built an empire of